What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Premium Picks. Tonight, we're going to break down UFC Fight Night, Rozenstruik versus Almeida. I believe it's being labeled UFC on ABC 4. Before we break that down, we're going to quickly recap yesterday's UFC 288, Cejudo versus Sterling. We absolutely smashed it. What a successful night. We almost swept the board. I'm going to put our charts up to show you how we did last night. We actually went 13 for 14 on our total picks. Like, we almost swept the board clean. The only one we got wrong was Marina Rodrigues, but other than that, we absolutely smashed it. I wish I bet more money. I only put like $300-400 down, and I returned about 1,300. So I made almost $1,000. Made a mortgage payment. Wicked night. I know you made a bunch of money as well.
Yeah.
And also, if you watched our Canelo video too, we took a minus 1,600 favorite, and you spotted it out. Canelo by decision plus 320. To take a
Oh
minus
yeah.
1,600 favorite and get plus 320. What a call there as well. A-Train killed it on that one. How was your night? What'd you think of the fights?
They're good. I actually changed to Verna like last minute, but that parlay didn't work out because it was like one of those. I'm like, Hail Mary, I'm gonna take Verna by decision parlays. But yeah, man, Bilal hit for us. I mean, my only you didn't play the main event. I did. My night could have been a lot closer to yours if I hit Cejudo, but all in all, I got pretty much took the wife out shopping this morning and put money back in the account. So it was like working without working, to be honest with you. That Zhao Nan fight really stuck out. You were on the ball with that. I passed on it, to be honest with you, because I respect your opinion, and I couldn't fully get behind it, but I knew something was up. You were right. Fuck, she looked like a killer, and the volume looked good, and the distance looked good. Andrade looks like she's on the way down. Evelev didn't look good, but like me and you were talking about during the fights there, Diego Lopez and Bedoya, those guys lost, but they look good. So on their next fights, I think me and the coach here are probably going to back them heavily based on the ring tape we saw for in live video yesterday. So yeah, that was good. Jordan did what he had to. Favola looked like a killer. Dober chin didn't hold out for one time. You were right on that one, but we couldn't back that shit up because that one was a firefight from the beginning. That Kennedy fight was nice. Good first round. Came through with the sub. I think the sub was plus gazillion, so that would have been good if you hit that. So all in all, I made a decent amount of money. Like you, I wish I put more money down, especially on that Canelo one, buddy. I only put like a $30 to get like 100 and something. I wish I put like 50, $60 on that because that was spot on. That guy Ryder could take a punch, I'll tell you that much.
It was tough because that fight came on so early that I didn't even get to bet on it. Like, I was happy for you, but I
Mhm.
didn't realize it was happening at the exact same time. I expected it to come on later, so I missed out on that. But anytime we both win and both win considerable money,
Yep.
that's a good Saturday night. All right, kicking off this card here, we got a women's fight: Jessica Clark, Tanera Lisboa. Low level fight. Don't really know what to expect here. Tanera's got power. She definitely has power. She can crack. Clark should probably have the grappling advantage, I guess. I'm not touching this fight. It's a straight up pass to me. I think the dog is live. And on these women's fights, unless you're really sure, I wouldn't recommend betting on them. So I almost feel like I'd take the underdog just because the power. But again, not betting it. The fight's a pass for me. What do you see?
So Jessica's generalist at best. Takedown defense about 60%, takedown offense about 50%. That's because she doesn't really face the toughest of competition. She got tapped real easily in her last two fights. So I don't know how much she's going to try to get to the ground here. One was against Stolyarenko, whose entire thing is like Kron Gracie, except she can get the fight to the ground. And Egger, who laid a huge egg a couple weeks ago, tapped her super easily. When she can use her wrestling, Jessica Rose Clark looks like a minus 500 favorite. Uh, they tend to work in her favor. Lisboa, though, she is the debutante here. She's a good striker, well rounded. She went toe to toe with Norma Dumont in her debut fight, like her debut professional fight. So, like, she was actually beating Norma to the punch, volume wise and everything like that. Then she got taken down. And once she got taken down, it was like a fish out of water. She got tapped in 2 minutes. So like she's a Muay Thai specialist at best. Funny fact is she had a kickboxing match with Valentina Shevchenko. Obviously, she lost to Valentina, but like she still fought Valentina, right? So like not even Jessica Rose Clark can put on her resume that she's fought any caliber of fighter close to a shell of Valentina Shevchenko. So WMMA debutante plus 150. I'm kind of sold on the dog here too. Like I don't know. Like I don't Jessica Rose Clark at minus 175 is a zero chance I will put any money on her. I fucking lost money on her before trying to minus 175. So I'm not gonna make that mistake. If I'm gonna play this, it's gonna be small, it's gonna be on the dog.
Yeah, dog or pass. All right, moving on. We actually got a good fight. I'm surprised it's this low on the card. We got Gabe Green versus Brian Battle. This is a good fight, and it's a close, competitive fight. I think standing up, they're fairly even. I think a lot of people are going to side with Battle on the feet, but Gabe Green's no slouch. I think Gabe Green's pretty decent on the feet as well. I think Green is the better wrestler. Battle might be a little bit better submission grappling, maybe. But Battle got his ass kicked last fight, like bad. He took a beating, and the path was shown. If you want to beat him, just take this guy down over and over and over. One thing I liked was he did work the whole time from the bottom. Like he didn't just lay there. He was trying to get up. He was trying to scramble. But if I was Gabe Green and I saw that fight, I mean, I'm taking him down all day and beating him up on the ground. That's what I think. So in a pick'em fight here, I like Gabe Green. I like Gabe Green to get this done. What do you think?
So Battle, I feel like his striking is a work in progress. It's his best work is grinding on the cage and working for those takedowns, but he can't really hold anyone down. His takedown accuracy is abysmal at 20%. His takedown defense is pretty abysmal as well at 38%. Green himself is a bruiser. He went toe to toe with Ian Garry, almost matched the output of Ian Garry in that fight. Also against D-Rod, his output was pretty damn good against D-Rod. And D-Rod, puts out some output here and there. We'll talk about him later. He's a tough SOB, though, who will implement his ground game as well, though. Like Gabe Green has no problem going wrestling, striking. And if he's able to take down Battle while averaging and throwing more volume, I don't like this is an easy pick for Gabe Green. You know what I mean? Like the odds are really good. Gabe Green's going to be across my cards. I feel like he's an easy pick here. He's got the way better competition than Brian Battle, and he's actually looked good against good competition, even though he's lost the fight. He's looked good against Ian Garry. He's looked good against D-Rod. He lost those fights, but he looked good. So Gabe Green's an easy pick for me.
Yeah, he was very competitive against better fighters. Brian Battle, only fear with him is like when he scored that head kick knockout a couple of fights ago, I was like, oh shit, this guy has some serious power. But I think that was just a one-off. So Gabe Green appears to be a tough guy. I don't think he's getting one shot dropped here. So Gabe Green should have this. Moving on, we got Ji Yeon Kim versus Mandy Bohm. That low-level fight. Kim's way better output. Mandy Bohm, I know that people think she's a striker, or maybe she calls herself a striker, but I think her only path to win here is to grapple. And she used to grapple pre-UFC. You'd see her get lots of takedowns in the regional scene. But ever since she's been to the UFC, I don't think she scored a single takedown. So I don't even know if she's going to try to grapple here. Her career is definitely on the line here. She needs a win or she is cut. I don't like either of them. Kim should win the fight, but she's a 3-1 favorite. Am I betting on Kim as a 3-1 favorite? For me, no. So I think conservatively, it's going to go over 1.5 rounds, probably going to go over 2.5 rounds, but I'm not betting it. I don't like the odds. I don't like these fighters. This is a pass. Kim should win. What do you see?
So Mandy Baum labeled herself as a volume striker, supposedly, but she's very gun shy, buddy. Like 36 significant strikes in her last fight, and 52 the strikes in the fight before that. That's gross. She has a 71% takedown defense, so most of her fights are going to stay. Like she never wrestles herself, though. Like not once have I seen her try to employ some wrestling. Jian Kim is 0-4 in her last 4 fights. Might look bad, but look at she fought Alexa Grasso. Molly McCann, who's very aggressive. Priscilla Cachoeira, who's very aggressive. Jocelyn Edwards too. And you know what? You could argue that she beat Cachoeira. You could argue that she beat Edwards too as well. Those were really close. Molly McCann just comes forward too much, and Grasso's Grasso. Mandy Baum, I don't know, man. The output really hurts me. The last four, the takedown defense too is like 42%, but there's no takedowns happening in this fight. Don't tell me that anyone's gonna take anybody down. No, it's going to be a volume striking affair, and it's whoever wants to throw more volume. Kim has actually eclipsed the 100 mark or been close to 100 mark several times. Mandy Blum, as I like to call her, hasn't even shown like that she can throw like fuck. She can't throw no strikes, man. I hate Kim. I don't like the fight, but minus 250 volume striker versus a girl that's a gun shy and showed me nothing. She's on my YOLO. I don't like it, but I feel like the fight breaks down to volume versus nothing.
I like that. That's gonna stick with me. Mandy Bum. You can't put money on Mandy Bum. All right, moving on. We got Nathan Levy versus Pete Rodrigues. We got 9-1 versus 5-1. At first, I was sold on Nathan Levy winning this fight, and now you've talked me out of it. I thought Levy was a slam dunk here. Then I look closer at Rodrigues. Rodrigues is 5-1 with 5 first-round knockouts. And Levy is the grappler. Rodrigues is the puncher. So any puncher that has all of his wins by first-round knockout always has a shot to play spoiler. And Levy is not a striker. He either submits you or he decisions you. It's one or the other. He has no knockouts at all on his resume. He lost to Rafa Garcia. So it's like, if Rafa beat him up on the feet, Rodrigues should be able to do the same thing technically. So this is all going to come down to whether Levy can impose his grappling or not. At minus 275, now I don't love Levy here so much. If anything, I think like if you're playing conservative, you'd say, okay, maybe Levy's going to win this fight. If you want some big plus money, Pete Rodrigues by knockout, because if Rodrigues is going to win this fight, it's going to be by knockout, I think.
Fuck yeah.
So a Rodrigues knockout sprinkle is not sounding too bad right now. So it's going to go one or the other. It's classic grappler versus striker. I do already have money on Levy and Williams in a parlay, and I'm going to let that ride, but I'm going to also hedge with a Pete Rodrigues knockout. When the props drop, I'm going to see what that comes out at, but I'm going to assume it's got to be plus 400 or something because he's already plus 2, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's Levy by grappling or Rodrigues by knockout. What do you see?
Well, yeah, grappler versus striker. Levy takedown accuracy is 57% because he shoots a lot of them, so that's not too bad. 6 and 9 in the last 2 fights, respectively. So not too bad again. When he's able to like you said, implement that ground game, he usually will win that fight more times than not. Right? I haven't seen him lose a fight where he can implement his ground game at a very high level. Rodrigues is a power striker he has very good power though. He was sacrificed to Jack Della in his first fight. That's a better striker against a power striker. Jack Della is just good. KO versus Mike Jackson, nothing to write home about. Mike Jackson beats CM fucking Punk. So nobody gives a shit about who Mike Jackson actually is. But he knocked him out. Levy, like you said, probably should win this game, but Rodrigues is super live. That takedown defense he has at 100%. I know it hasn't been super tested, but it's also like Natan Levy's not no power double leg guy. Like he's not a Dagestani wrestler, right? And when he can't implement that ground game, it's all about low kicks. He doesn't punch. He's not going to punch Pete Rodrigues in the face. He's going to try to hit him low with the low kick. He's going to get countered in the face. So like, I was on Levy like you, hardcore. I thought it was like slam dunk, but no, I think it's a small dabble in the Pete Rodrigues KO for me. That's what I'm gonna do. Probably just a single, or pass altogether.
Yeah, makes sense. It should be a pretty interesting fight. Moving on, we got a banger. Carlos Ulberg versus Ihor Potieria. Ulberg should absolutely smoke this guy. Ulberg seems to be the real deal so far, but Ihor has power himself. I mean, obviously he knocked out Shogun. That doesn't say too much. And then he did that douchey dance where he air shot his hands at him or whatever, and everybody hated on him. But Potieria does hit hard. So, I mean, he's got a puncher's chance to land something wild, but this is Carlos's fight to lose. I mean, Carlos is the second biggest favorite on the card, so he should He should take care of business here for sure. It should be a finish. He should win by knockout. I have him on a couple tickets. What do you see?
Striker versus striker, but except Potieria is a plodding striker. He did beat Shogun, but like you said, not holding that. There's not too much merit there. That was old Shogun. And he lost to Nikolai Negumereanu. He sports a 33% takedown defense. Now, Ulberg sports, this is weird, takedown defense of 100%, takedown accuracy of 100%, right? So, I mean, that's probably skewed because it probably hasn't happened very often, but whatever it has, he has defended and taken down. So that just means that Ulberg is the guy that creates where this fight stands up or if it goes down. Ulberg throws volume. He throws everything. I like him a lot here. I'm not even going to break him down. I feel like he's my lock of the card. He has good power. He's very confident. And aside from a loss to Kennedy Nzechukwu, where he absolutely dusted him in 2 rounds and threw like 150 significant strikes and very much should have probably won that, he's gotten a lot better. He what's it called? Paces himself now. And he still throws
and Kennedy's good. Kennedy's good.
Kennedy is good, right? And Kennedy has a propensity to do that kind of shit when in the 3rd round when he's getting his ass kicked. So Ulberg's my most confident play. He is like my chaos of this week, even though chaos didn't look as well as he should have last week. Still one for me. Power striking always holds true. The judging has changed. Carlos Ulberg, my top ticket.
Okay, the only one I feel more confident about is Williams. Williams is a lock for me. But moving on, we got Cody Stamann versus, it just says D Silva. What is it? Diego, is it or something? Douglas?
Douglas De Andrade.
Which one?
Douglas De Andrade.
Okay, yeah.
Douglas Silva De Andrade or whatever you want.
Yeah, sorry, Tapology only had the initial there. Yeah, so this is actually a very competitive fight. I like Cody Stamann. I do, but the other guy's the more dangerous fighter. De Andrade is a finisher, so if there's a finish, he might be the one finishing Stamann. But I like Stamann to keep the fight standing and probably just slightly outbox him. But it's a close competitive fight for sure. I like Cody Stamann. He's looked good recently. I got Cody, but I wouldn't be overly confident here. What do you see?
So Stamann is an accurate puncher, though. He is very accurate with the strikes. Who likes to mix in his takedowns. So his wrestling accuracy is about 41%, defense about 75%. So he's not going to get taken down. He's a decent volume striker with a good chin. So I've seen him get hit, and he hasn't gone down. So I believe the last person to finish him was Nurmagomedov. He doesn't get finished very often. It was by sub, and Nurmagomedovs are Nurmagomedovs. Let's just not joke around with that last name. You know what I mean? So De Andrade is a power striker who can finish fights, like you said. He's well-rounded. That the Morozov fight versus De Andrade sticks out in my mind because Morozov had done good things against De Andrade, taking him down, beating him up, and then he was striking and out-grappling him, but he blew his load in the 1st round. And Stamann's not going to blow his load in the 1st round. Cody Stamann doesn't fight like that. He doesn't fight like a madman. He is very technical when he does a takedown. It's always position over submission. Hence why he has so many decisions on his fucking record. This is a close fight between 2 tough guys. I see a close decision for Stamann. Plus 2.5 rounds for sure. Minus 138 is what Stamann I'm getting him at now. I might even play him at decision, but De Andrade kind of like he gasses a little bit if you ever watch his fights. So Stamann also pillow fisted and doesn't finish anyone. So Stamann at least at minus 138 is pretty good.
It's funny Stamann doesn't really finish anyone with his hands when he actually used to be a professional boxer. Like he's quick, he's pretty technical, but like you said, not really any finishing ability there. But I like Cody. He's a fun guy to watch. All right, moving on, we got Carl Williams versus Chase Sherman. This is rescheduled from a couple of cards ago. There was a last-minute pullout there from Chase. Can't blame him. He was given a last-minute replacement in Williams, which is a stylistic nightmare for him. Williams is minus 400 right now, and I feel like he is going to grow to a minus 600. So I'm going to pound his line ASAP. I already did. I already threw $100 on him, which is nothing. I put it on him and Levy, actually. So now I'm a little like, oh, shit, why did I bet Levy? But I'm gonna be pouring more on Williams. I think Williams is going to be on every single one of my tickets this week. I just cannot see Chase Sherman winning this fight. Williams should be able to take him to the ground at will. And to be honest, like I think he's going to be fine anywhere this goes. And even Williams seems to be a decision fighter. I think he's going to finish this fight. To be honest, like he hits hard. There's been a few times where I thought he should have got stoppages that he didn't. I like Williams all day here. Like he's more comfortable for me than Almeida versus Rozenstruik. Like to me, Chase Sherman, at least Rozenstruik has a one shot power that he could one shot knock you. Chase Sherman doesn't have that. So for me, it's Carl Williams all day. This is the lock of the card for me. What do you see?
It's up there with the Ulberg for me. I mean, him and Ulberg will probably be a very good basis for most of my parlays for this weekend as well. Yeah, out wrestled a Penn State wrestler on Dana White's Contender Series. Then he followed that up with the out wrestling of another guy in his first fight back. I can't remember what it was. And then so all he does is this guy is out wrestles people, man. Shay Sherman, what's his weakness? People that out wrestle him and take him down to the ground, right? Shay Sherman is a tough son of a bitch when you're punching him in the face. He's not so tough on the ground. I believe Jay Collier finished him on the ground.
He did, yeah.
So yeah, but Carl Williams, like you said, decisionator. I don't know. Is he going to punish him on the ground? Maybe. Whatever. Carl Williams for sure. If I want to pick a prop later, I'll pick a prop later. But there's not much I need to say about this fight. You broke it down just the way I would too. I'm going to throw this guy Ulberg, someone else, put some good money on it, and that'll be the basis of me not trying to spend too much money this weekend.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like I said, actually in the last video, we smash pay-per-views. Like pay-per-views, we go bigger and we smash them. These fight nights, lower level fights, they're a little bit riskier. There's more intangibles. Like you got to be careful with these fights. But honestly, I think Williams minus 400, he's going to grow. Like I see him being a bigger favorite than that. Moving on, we got the veterans, Matt the Immortal Brown versus Court McGee, one of the Ultimate Fighter winners. This is like 42 versus 38. They both feel like they're 50 to me. I mean, my head says McGee should be able to take him down and ride this out, but Court McGee was just blasted like first round knockout viciously last fight. So Matt Brown hits pretty hard. I mean, that's the one thing Matt Brown can do is I guess he can strike wildly. So it's either Matt Brown's going to knock him out or outstrike him, or Court McGee is going to get those takedowns and grind on him. I don't feel confident on either of them. I'm surprised McGee is a minus 175 favorite. To me, like this is a dead even pick 'em. I don't know. I don't think I'll be betting this one. What do you think here?
So Court McGee was well known for his durability until Jeremiah Wells put an end to that. But that was Jeremiah Wells. He's shown that he is a good hitter. He's a good puncher. Court is a grinder known to give young guys a veteran test usually, but this isn't a fucking young guy he's given a veteran test to. This is Matt Brown. His takedown accuracy is only 25%, so he doesn't really he chain wrestles but tries to grind guys up against the wall mostly. You saw though that Matt Brown's susceptible to a fighter like that. He lost a fight to Brian Barberena the same way, just grinded up. Just, his takedown defense Court is 69%. So Matt's not going to take him down, even though he's like an okay wrestler. So I feel like Court will keep this thing on the feet, or take him down when he wants to based on just beating him up. He usually prefers to keep fights standing if you watch most of his fights, but on occasion he'll take guys down and beat him up. Like when he took down Brahim Maj, the submission artist, and just kept punching him in the face on the ground. So he does that. But yeah, I think Matt Brown's smarter than that. Brown, though, he is a brawler. He lost that last fight to Barberena, even though he took him down 5 times. He let Barberena get up and win somehow. He slows down. He'll usually attempt to take down here or there, but I don't think he's going to get on Court. Granite chin on both sides as far as I go. This is going to go farther than it is, but Matt Brown's susceptible to that counter punch as well. So 180 is large and in charge on Court McGee, though. It's really wide. Plus 155 isn't great on Matt. If I was getting plus 200. The only thing else I say Court wins, I think this is Matt's retirement fight. I think he's done after this for real. So, when a guy is about to retire, even though we thought Chad Mendes would probably beat Eddie Alvarez, I told you he was going to retire after that. People don't take that shit as seriously. So I'm picking Court McGee. I feel like this is Brown's retirement fight, and he loses.
They should both be retiring, to be honest. And as durable as they once were, they're both like getting rocked by body shots. And like Matt Brown gets rocked every single fight. So I
Yeah.
can't have faith in either of them. But hopefully they both get paid and they can retire comfortably, hopefully, because they've put in a lot of fights. Moving on, we got Tim Means versus Alex Morono. I actually think this is a way closer fight than the odds suggest. The odds have Morono as a 3-1 favorite. I think the line's moving slightly, tightening a little bit, but Morono opened up as a minus 300, and I do not agree with that at all. I think Alex Morono is a good striker. I mean, he was clearly beating Ponzi last fight before getting blasted with that third round knockout. But Morono is a pretty good striker, but Means isn't bad. Like Means is pretty good everywhere as well. He's pretty well rounded. I think this is a competitive fight. If it was a pick 'em, I absolutely would pick Alex Morono. But at minus 300, I'm not betting on Alex Morono at minus 300. So for me, it's looking like a pass right now. The pick will be Alex Morono, but I think it's going to be a competitive fight. What do you got?
So Morono is a volume striker who is susceptible to one punch KO power, shown by Ponzi, and someone else did it before. Chaos did it to him before. First punch. So his takedown accuracy is about 25%, takedown defense 53%. I think this will play out mostly on the feet. Means is 39 years old, kind of a red flag. Welterweight T Means is a true vet of the game, though. He throws slightly less volume than Morono. It's actually only slightly, so just about one strike a minute less. So, that's pretty close. His takedown accuracy is 41%. His takedown defense, 65. Means has a takedown in 3 of his last 4 fights, which, that is a path to victory here because Morono has been shown even against like Anthony Pettis, who we know isn't that great. He was taken down and controlled, and he lost that fight too, right? If he can peel this to the mat, he has a chance. Like he really does have a chance. The striking isn't bad, but age and the damage he's got inflicted on him are red flags as well, right? So call me crazy though. But plus 185 on Tim Means, unless I hear retirement talk during the week, is not a bad look. Because Morono at whatever he is, minus 250 or worse, that's not worth my money because at any time he's shown that he can go down. And Tim Means can crack too once in a while. So what makes it like he doesn't crack him in the third round after giving up the first 2? Like Ponzinibbio did it. Chaos did it right away. So yeah, if I'm shooting, it's dog or pass on this one.
What was Means' last fight, Kevin Holland? I remember he fought Holland and he didn't look bad. Like Tim Means isn't bad. So
I have it right here. I'll tell you right away. Oh, the internet.
I feel like it was Kevin Holland.
Max Griffin, but it was a split decision and he didn't look bad. And the fight before was Kevin Holland. He got choked out because Kevin Holland used the ground game on him. But it's Max Griffin. I was on Max Griffin that week, like heavy, and Tim Means gave him a run for his money.
So it should be a good competitive fight. All right, moving on. We got Mackenzie Dern versus Angela Hill. This is a tough one to call too. Mackenzie Dern has some of the best grappling in the world in that division, in the women's division there. So, but Dern's problem, she has 0 wrestling. She can never get the fight to the ground. If she gets you down, she's probably going to finish you. She most likely will. But like I said, no wrestling. Her striking used to be horrendous. It has come a long way. She lasted on the feet with Yan there that might have been last fight for her maybe. So she got beat up. She clearly lost the fight, but she hung in there. Like Yan's good, friggin'. So she did hang in. Dern is making improvements on the feet. And then you got Angela Hill. If you look at the records, this looks like a Dern slam dunk because Hill's record's like 15-12. It looks horrible, but Hill has been robbed so many times. And Hill's only getting better. She has a way of pulling off fights she shouldn't win or like making fights extremely, extremely close. So if Hill can keep this standing, she should be the volume striker here. I do think Dern will get this done. I do. I think she's going to rebound. She lost to Yan, but Yan, look how good she is. And like I said, she hung around. I think that was a 5-round fight. So she hung around 5 rounds with Yan. So I like Dern to get this one done and rebound, but I wouldn't blame anybody for sprinkling on Hill as the underdog. And if you are, I'd be going Hill by decision, because if Hill wins, it's going to be a decision. Dern is tough as hell, so she's not going to knock Dern out. She's not going to submit Dern. So Hill by decision is probably like a plus 600 or something. I wouldn't fault anyone for playing that, but I do think Dern's going to rebound here. So I got Dern, but it should be a good fight. What do you think?
So Dern's a low volume striker, and she needs the fight to get to the ground so she can impose that grappling that you were talking about. But her takedown accuracy, like you said, I got a number here. It's 11%. So our wrestling is notoriously bad.
No, it's
So
saying there's a chance.
yeah, but a lot of the time she just needs one, like you said as well, or she will take the back even without a takedown sometimes, like she's done that a couple times. But volume is way low. If this stays standing, she leaves a lot to be desired. Angela is more of the volume striker by far. But so this was surprising. Her takedown defense is 77%, right? So that's not bad for the experienced fighters that she's fought and some of the people that she's fought. 77% is damn good. Angela seems like everyone takes her down. Aside from Verna and Ashley Yoder, she has only surrendered one takedown, multiple takedowns in those two fights. That was it. Everyone else has only taken her down one fight. So if her defensive grappling is up to par and the numbers stay true, Mackenzie will only get her down once this fight. And that means Angela's got 2 rounds to work with. And I feel like this is Hilda all day on the feet. And her surprising 77% takedown defense, which I didn't look, I had to look up the UFC fight metric stats. And Dern being 180 minus 180 favorite, I feel like she's sub or bust. So you play her sub or bust, and then you play Angela Hill by decision, and you've taken the two things that are going to happen in this fight. And that's it. I think I might actually go decent size bet on Angela Hill by decision. Like you said, a 50 will probably pay like over 150, $200. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, man. I like if she stays off the ground, she wins. There is no way Dern outstrikes her.
Dern has got better. Like she used to be terrible on the feet.
No,
And
but like she's outstriking Verna on the feet, right? You know what I mean? Like she's not outstriking real strikers. Like Jean is a real striker. She didn't outstrike her, but Jean and Angela Hill went to a close decision, I believe, and where Jean won, of course, because I feel like her volume is even better than Angela Hill's volume now. So that's
did
my
did Dern fight Rodrigues back in the day? And I think Rodrigues beat her, or did that not
yeah.
happen?
Rodrigues beat her because she kept it off the ground because Dern
And
couldn't take her
Rodrigues has
down.
terrible takedown defense. So you got to think
Right.
Angela Hill can maybe mimic that.
Yeah. So there you go. That's another red flag. Marina Rodriguez got taken down at will by Verna, a person that Mackenzie Dern beat. And I'm not using MMA math here, but like, if the shoe fits, like Marina looked terrible. Like we were texting back and forth last night. Marina looked terrible. The defense was awful. I mean, the
Awful.
grappling, the actual defense was good. Like she should have been any lesser of a fighter, probably wouldn't tapped in round one. But hey, anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, I think you talked me back into Hill. All right, moving on. We got Daniel Rodrigues versus Ian Machado Garry. These are two huge guys in the 170-pound division. You got Daniel Rodrigues, who is a very good boxer, very good hands, and you got Ian Machado Garry, who's a very good kickboxer. This is going to be an interesting fight. I actually really like Daniel Rodrigues. I don't mind Ian Garry either. Like these are both good fighters. I'm surprised Garry is a minus 200. I thought this would be a little bit closer. I do like Garry striking. He looked good last fight. He threw good 1-2s right down the pipe, good kicks. He was dropped, which was a little bit scary. But the fact he recovered and came back and won that fight, that's actually a good sign. I mean, he battled through adversity. So that was a good look to a degree. I mean, as good as it can look getting dropped.
Yep.
And Daniel Rodrigues, he fades. He does gas a bit. And if it hits the ground, it's almost like he quits. But this fight's not going to hit the ground. This is going to be a great fight. This is going to be a great stand-up fight. I wouldn't blame anybody for taking Daniel Rodrigues. Very close, competitive, good fight. I'm looking forward to it. I have not placed a bet on this fight yet. What do you see?
So Gary's a good volume striker. He sports takedown defense 63%, accuracy 50%. Funny thing is, D-Rod sports the exact same thing. Takedown defense of 63%, accuracy of 50%. So there's no edge in the grappling. So when that happens, most of the time, the fight's going to stay standing. And when this is going to play out on the feet. Rodrigues can also throw volume, just like Garry. Garry can throw volume too. With the best of the best, he Daniel Rodrigues, that is, has eclipsed 100 significant strikes on many occasions, and is clearly he's clearly faced the better competition, and in his way longer UFC career as well. This is Gary's step up. This is a step up in competition. This is like, okay, Ian, we have gifted you 3 or 4 fights that you should have won, which you did. He battled through adversity, which he's done. And it wasn't that last fight that he just battled through adversity against Jordan Williams, I believe, in his first fight. There was a little adversity in that fight as well before he dropped them as well. So who can implement their striking game is the person that's going to win this fight. So it's orthodox in Garry, southpaw in Daniel Rodrigues. That that leg should be open for Ian Garry to chop at all day long. So I feel like it's a chop the tree fight. And the striking is more technical in Garry. Daniel, when he gets a little tired, starts to loop his shots, and they're not as straight as what that fight begins. Like you said, he kind of slows down later on in the fight. Minus 245 is what I saw Garry at this morning. It's wide. Plus 205 on Daniel Rodrigues. I don't fault a damn person for taking that. But the technical prowess and where this fight is going to stay, I think it's going to stay in striking range. Ian Garry is the more technical striker out of the two. Daniel Rodrigues might have more power. Who knows? I don't know if he does, but that power dwindles as the fight dwindles. So if Garry can get this past that 1.5 round mark, I feel like he'll just take over later on with the strikes and win a comfortable decision. I'm going to go with Garry here because I think he's the better striker. I don't know if anyone's going to knock anyone out. Both these guys are semi-durable at best. So that's my pick.
I agree. I think Gary's going to win as well. Garry sometimes frustrates me. It's like he's on a bike almost. Like he likes to dance around the octagon, throw his kicks, but that's actually probably going to be smart here. Let the fight play out for a while, zap that power and gas tank of Rodrigues, and then take over. And Rodrigues doesn't have the kicks Garry does. So Garry should leg kick him for a round or whatever. Like spread it out for a round, tire him out, and then start throwing those 1-2 straighter punches. So I like Garry as well, but Rodrigues at plus 200 or more is tempting. And
it's live as fuck, buddy. It's live as fuck.
Exactly. I wouldn't blame anyone for that. Like I said, it's not a fight that I'm betting on yet. Maybe I will when it gets closer, but right now it's a pass. But I agree. I got Ian Garry. Moving on, we got another fight I really can't predict. Anthony Smith versus Johnny Walker. This is a dead even pick'em line. I almost always bet against Johnny Walker. The guy is a glass cannon. If anyone has any kind of striking power, they're probably going to knock Johnny Walker out. And then if you don't have striking power, Johnny Walker's probably going to knock you out or submit you. So Johnny Walker is a glass cannon. He finishes his fights or he gets finished. I think the only time he went to decision was maybe Thiago Santos or something like that. But Johnny Walker, generally speaking, is a kill or be killed fighter. This one's a tough one to predict. I feel like Anthony Smith's maybe just higher IQ. He's tough enough to probably not get knocked out, and there'll be some kind of scramble or something where Smith will wind up on top, and then he probably finishes the fight on the mat. That's probably how I see it. I think the play would be doesn't go the distance just because it's a Johnny Walker fight. I feel like I said, he's usually kill or be killed. Again, another fight I'm not confident in, and I don't have any bets on this one yet. What do you think?
Yeah, Walker is a very powerful but low volume, very low volume striker. He relies on the finish though. Like if this does go to decision, it's gonna be Anthony Smith all day. All day. He does get he does have a takedown accuracy of 100% though. That's because it's skewed because he did the one takedown he took. He actually got it. So But that was on Ian Kutalaba, and everybody, if you ever watch our show, knows how much I love Ian Kutalaba. I think he stinks. I
Oh yeah.
absolutely think he fucking stinks. So that win for Johnny Walker, I saw that happening. His takedown defense is okay at 58%. This fight, I mean, Anthony Smith has never really been a takedown artist. He is well rounded though. Mostly a stand up guy, but very tough, opportunistic at best. So against Devin Clark and against a few other guys, he's opportunistic. He doesn't even need the takedown to get the submission, and he'll get the submission. So Anthony Smith, that's where the fight IQ comes in, I believe. That's what you said. So fight IQ is very high. Not to mention that he's a fucking analyst, right? So he's looking at this stuff. He studies this stuff. So I'm sure Johnny Walker's not studying. He's probably drinking some Johnny Walker on the fucking beach
He's
somewhere.
dancing or something.
Yeah, so like you're talking about a guy with super high fight IQ to a guy that fucking popped his shoulder out doing the worm, right? After he celebrated a win, right? So that doesn't bode well for Johnny Walker. He doesn't need that takedown though to get the sub, and that's the key part to this, right? So he has slightly more volume than Walker. So like Johnny Walker drops him, goes to do Johnny Walker non-IQ things, just swarms him, and he gets triangled. It could fucking happen, right? Like this is how he loses fights that he's winning. Like a guy like Krylov took him to decision and just like completely like just took him down for 3 rounds and held him there. But these fights tend to finish. This fight finishing should be a lock of some sort, right? So this is not going the distance. Walker always live for the KO, but Smith, I feel, is going to do something Anthony Smith like here. And if you get plus money on Anthony Smith over Johnny Walker's shitty fight IQ, I say jump on it.
I'm I'm actually rooting for Johnny Walker to be honest, but
Anthony
I
Smith has got his life like worked out for him, right? After this shit, he's going to be an analyst and be with the UFC for his entire life. Johnny Walker, this is his... No, he won't.
he's going to be on Dancing with the Stars, man. I'm telling you.
Oh shit.
All right, moving on. We got the main event: Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Jailton Almeida. Classic striker versus grappler. This is going to be a quick one, I think. I mean, Almeida should take him down and submit him pretty easily, or even pound him out on the ground. And if he can't get him down quickly, he's going to get knocked out. So one way or the other, it's going to be quick. I don't trust Rozenstruik at all. This guy usually has no output at all, and I think Almeida's just going to be too fast. He's going to get under him, spear him to the ground, and it's going to be fight over. I feel very confident Almeida wins this fight. And if you want to be even more like conservative, then just pick doesn't go the distance, because Almeida finished. He's 18-2 with 18 finishes. When Rozenstruik wins, it's by knockout. He's not going to win a decision. So this fight is definitely not going the distance. If anything, I'm going to say it's probably under 1.5 rounds. Like, it's going to be quick as hell, I think. But I got Almeida to finish this on the ground. What do you see?
So yeah, Almeida's a great wrestler. Amazing wrestler. 70% takedown accuracy. You don't see that a lot at all. He's decent volume as well. I was looking at his volume. Most of his fights, like you said, finished like early second round, first round. And he's already at 30 strikes, 46 strikes. Those are just a few of the numbers I saw. So that's pretty damn good. Now, like, he's never faced any adversity. So, like, you don't know how he's going to go if he has to face some adversity. Now, Rozenstruik is a power puncher with the death touch. He does have the death touch, man. Recipe to beat him, though, is to either beat him to the punch, like Francis or Volkov. I don't think Almeida's going to beat him to the punch. Francis and Volkov are way better strikers. Or take his ass down, because against good wrestlers like Blades and Cyril Gahn, he couldn't get up. He was stuck there, right? So, like, and that's the path what I see here. I see Jailton taking him down real quick and fucking tapping him out. But if he gets complacent, tries to stand because he thinks he's getting better with Rozenstruik, that's not going to be good, because he could get clipped that way. It's the only way he loses the fight, if his fight IQ is not there. But I feel like his coaches got to drill that in him to do his job. Take him down, beat this guy on the ground, and immediately shoot. Like, as soon as the fight starts, feint, shoot. Like, Rozenstruik's not even going to strike there. He has to have the perfect shot, perfect counter shot for Rozenstruik to even strike. If you look at his fights, he is very gun shy, very gun shy. So yeah, Jailton minus 560 isn't great, but wait till those props go. Jailton by sub. I don't feel he could pound him out here. But you're gonna get inside the distance at probably like minus 250, minus 300s, which is
I think it's
gross.
still going to be a minus 400, to be honest. The guy's finished every
Yeah.
single fight. Like,
Now it's picking between now. Like if you want to get value, you got to pick between KO and sub. I'm
yeah.
gonna go
Now,
with
the other thing with Almeida, he's moving up. Like, he's been in heavyweight for a while now, so it's not like he's just moved up, but he's not a big heavyweight at all. He was a light heavyweight, so he hasn't fought a huge guy yet. So that's maybe a question mark. He hasn't really
Rozenstruik
fought
doesn't use
anyone
it.
great yet either. Not that Rozenstruik is. So it's going to be interesting how far Almeida can go, because he looks like a world beater, but I want to see him fight Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane doesn't have great takedown defense. Let's see him fight Cyril Gane. Let's see him fight Curtis Blades or Volk. I mean, obviously baby steps. He's got to get there. But I think after this fight, throw him to the wolves, man. Let's see what he's got.
After this fight, Curtis Blades seems like the natural fight to make for him because Blades
Yeah,
is on a
Tom
couple.
Aspinall, good grappler.
Yeah. I mean that natural step, but Blades is on a 2 fight losing streak. So like, and Almeida goes up against him, he'll be a big underdog, and Blades will be a big underdog, and it'll be that step up for Almeida because who knows if he can use the wrestling. I don't know if he can use the wrestling against Blades. So it's gonna have to be hands, and Blades has decent hands, not as good as Pavlovich, but yeah, I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
see
I
what
mean,
happens.
it's going to open up a door of opportunities. It'll be interesting, but he should get this done, and he should get it done quick. I don't see this lasting very long. As far as the card goes as a whole, it's not a bad card, but it's not a great card for betting. Like, there's a lot of fights that I could see going either way. There's a lot of underdogs I could see winning. So I'm going to stick with my theory that we absolutely kill pay-per-views. That's where I'm going to bet big. I'm still going to find some spots here. I'm going to post some picks in a minute. I'll post a couple parlays that I'm going to bet. We're going to post our chart, but I just wouldn't go crazy on this card. Save it for the pay-per-views. All in all, what do you think as the card as a whole, or betting wise?
Well, as the week goes on, just check our comments down below. I like to post during the week as I find things out, and as I like if I'm to change picks and stuff like that, because sometimes you figure something out during the week that you didn't know on. We like to get these videos out and breakdowns out early, just so you have the content to take a look at everything and make your decision as the week progresses, right? But some people also like to hit the lines early, right, as well. So, just look at our comments, keep checking back. We like to integrate our comments with our viewers and go back and forth. And if you guys have anything that you want to say to us and we can help you, we'll go there and, you know, we'll have a little discussion out there.
Actually, I liked it. I got my first private message last night. I forgot to tell you. I had a private message from someone saying, "Hey man, I followed your picks." He shot me 2 screenshots of his parlays. He's like, "I won both tickets. Thanks, guys." So shout out to Jay. You know who you are. I actually appreciated seeing that message. So I'm happy that you won. I'm happy you reached out, guys. We're winning. Like, subscribe. We're winning every single week. So keep watching us. And if you disagree with something we said, or you feel really confident on something, drop us a comment. Let's talk about it. But we're killing it. So like, subscribe, and let's keep rolling. I mean, let's do it, guys.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
Train, anything to say?
No. That's about it, buddy. This fight here, this fight card here, I feel like a lot of dogs have a lot of chances. I'm gonna look through some more things, but I might take a little shots here and there, especially if like you get like that plus 300, plus 400. These are the cards. I don't know about parlaying. There's a few I like to parlay, like Geraldton, Ulberg. What's the other one we said was another good one? Jesus.
Williams.
Williams, yeah, right there. Whatever that pays, I don't even know if it's close to even money. They're close to pretty much like givens. Like those are the three guys that I will probably base everything on right there. And maybe add the over in the Hill Mackenzie Dern fight. Play round props. You know what? You're not going to get everything from our chart. It's always good to listen to what we have to say at the breakdown, because this man here called the Favola breakdown last week, but it wasn't on our chart, right? So if you're just gonna like copy and paste picks, it won't always work, right? But if you listen to what we have to say sometimes, and always make your own picks and use this as a guide.
Absolutely. All right, guys, take care. Let's smash it again Saturday. Again, like and subscribe, and we'll talk soon.
Cheers.
Yep.